Starting. So let me say again hello to everyone, and just like we did it last time, we can start with like a simple warm-up question. On the right side, you can see the comment section where you can shoot any questions during the sessions. And let's start with this warm-up question. I'm really curious to see if you are like a dog person or a cat person. This is the idea that Gabi came with, and I really liked it. So feel free to comment and see what kind of pets enthusiast we have here on today's session. Mm. Meanwhile, I will do the introduction. So I'm Tomas, founder and CEO of the Staffino multinational CX platform, and I will be hosting you today. And we will together discuss how we can use AI to engage smarter and to ideally sell more. In particular, I'm really curious to see how AI can be used to benchmark yourself to competitors. What is the precision of the AI when engaging with customers? Hopefully, our speakers will share some real data they collected from their clients, or actually showing us how AI can be used to sell more. When it comes to format, we would like to keep session or the format from last session, where we really try to keep it like a short in terms of headlines and rather discussing. This is also why we have three panelists today, so they can interact between each other. So Gabi, Vladimir, Jan, feel free to ask questions between yourselves and you guys, attendees. And if you have any question, just feel free to shoot it in the comment, and I will try to pick it up during the go. Well, before we start with the first topic, I would like to introduce speaker by speaker. So I will start with the Gabi. Gabi, happy to see you here today again. Habi's been in the Bucharest, but he's international. She is international, and she was recently named #1 influencer according to the CX Mac. And she does all of the strategies, short-term, long-term, about CX, and she can help you with any challenge you might have regarding the setting up CX program. Then we have Vladimir, who does the similar job advising clients on the CX topics, and he's based in Serbia. He also founded, and I asked if I am able to pronounce it Texas, which is a community dedicated to improving CX. Gabi also does a lot of tremendous job on networking, runs a very successful event in Romania that already goes international, and attendees from multiple countries coming in. She also organizes CX Breakfast, where he gets community together to share their best practice. So today we will be hopefully able to do the same. So we are about 7 minutes in the webinar, and I guess we can start in. So I will actually give word to Gabi. So Gabi, if you can give us some introduction in how you see AI and its role through the process of customer journey.
Well, we will speak about AI in this session. First, thank you for having me today. It's always a pleasure to partner with Staffino and also to do events together. And now coming back to our topic, we will talk about AI. But what I want to provoke you, to challenge you, is to think first at the customer. You can see here in this slide, in the picture, a customer. Let's imagine this is our customer. Let's call him John. He's standing right there in front of his 5-story brand building, let's say. And John's journey starts on the sidewalk. He's scrolling Instagram when an AI targeted ad for the new running shoes pops up. It sparks curiosity. He taps learn more. In that moment, we've reached, as a brand, a brand new audience member and invite him inside. And this is awareness. We will think only on John. He is just seeing an ad and want to know more. Then he will go to consideration. He rises the escalator to the next level. On our website, he uses a size fitted chatbot, then jumps to YouTube for reviews and even checks TikTok unboxings, let's say with influencers. Same channels as awareness, but now they answer John's questions on building his trust in the product. Is this product valuable? Is it qualitative? Is it good for him? Is it a good balance between price and quality, and so on? Then our John, let's say, ready to commit, he's the third floor, and now is the purchase. He adds the shoes to his mobile app cart. At checkout, a dynamic promo code appears, and Apple Pay it's one click away. Actually, touch points he already knows: app payment, getaway, the website, shifts to a single job to convert his curiosity into a sale. And John sees this journey very smoothly, actually. Then a week later, the shoes, or maybe 2 days later, the shoes arrives, um, but the fit is off. They are not good. John opens the app, snaps a quick photo, and an AI bot starts a live chat and starts discussing. John books a free return and suggests a half price up. Same channels, different purpose, resolving issues fast and protecting satisfaction. At the end, the last floor, the one that we want to achieve as companies, is the loyalty one. And with the perfect fit pair on his feet, John claims to this floor, pushing. He received push notifications, and he's invited to be part of the loyalty program. This way, he wants to be more than just a buyer of a pair of shoes. He wants to be an ambassador. He posts a picture on Instagram or a movie on TikTok, tags the brand, and here the journey comes full cycle as he become to be the advocate of the company. Why I wanted to start with the customer, because more often the brands have one strategy: to be more digital or to have a digital transformation inside the company, but they forget to look first at the customer. Who is the customer? Who What are his needs, his desires, and then to build the strategy and all the apps and technology on this fit. So this is how I wanted to jump into this discussion. Then let's look things from the company, from the brand perspective, because we already talked about the journey of John. But here we have, let's say, just a few words. In the first floor, we talk about awareness. We can use AI helps to put the right messages in front of the right eyes of the targeted customers. Predictive targeting analyzes huge data sets to pick high value audiences. So everything is based on data. And we have to admit that AI help us to analyze and to predict very, very fast these days. Then we have generative AI who creates social posts, visual, very nice, and keep the brand fresh without burning the creative teams. In all the steps we have here, we have the communication with the customer, we have the creative part, we have the 24/7 time to answer to customer questions. So actually what is brings AI just to start a discussion is no waiting times for the customer. He can have every time he wants the information he needs. He can see with AI powers virtual reality how the sofa is fitted in his living room, and so on. So don't want to enter into too many details because I will let Jano and Vladimir also to contribute. But just to start the discussion, AI is just starting, I believe, and we have um, to have it very close in the relationship with the customer. If you have questions or if you have opinions about this, I would be more than happy to hear them.
So maybe one question from me, Gabi. So,
Mhm.
which AI use case is the easiest to start with for a company, from your opinion? So, for example, if the companies are really at the beginning, they are not using
Mhm.
AI at all.
Yeah. If we're looking to the customer journey, in each step, customer needs information. So this can be one starting point for a company using AI to conversate, to have a conversation with the customer, to offer proper information whenever he needs, in order to convince him to buy, in order to convince him to stay loyal, and to be a brand ambassador. So the communication, in my opinion, is the first step in order to cover all the journey steps.
Okay, perfect. And do you think is there any specific API which will prove that the AI is really helping the customer facing teams to evolve or to be efficient for a beginning? Some efficiency KPI or something like that?
Um, for customer service, the first one is the satisfaction related answer. So if the customer service can give from the first call an answer to the customer, or from the first interaction with the chatbot, also this can be a very useful KPI to solve the problem from the first time, not to be necessarily to come again and again and to have the same question.
Thank you. So, and I guess that's when you ask about the use cases, which can be the easiest. Today we will focus probably on the last one, or or the one before the last one, which is service, and
Mhm.
how AI can help service teams or customer experience teams to manage feedback and customers and their experience with the brand. So how Yano can be used in service, maybe if you can
Yeah,
share.
sure. Definitely. So generally, feedback is everywhere. It's like in surveys, emails, chats, and what we can see, it's often unstructured. It's overwhelming for many teams, especially if they are getting like a huge volume of the feedbacks. So, and we think that there is the point where the AI becomes really helpful because generally it becomes your decoder. It's really the most obvious application of the AI for customer facing teams. And generally, what we can see that the AI can really extract the sentiment out of the each feedback. The big benefit is that the AI is not looking for a score. I mean, the satisfaction score of each feedback, but could really decode the verbatim and split it into the positive topics, negative topics, which could really help the teams to understand where are the root causes of dissatisfaction or satisfaction. So definitely the business impact is there. It's like a fast root cause root cause detection. It's like a better prioritization, better decision making, and generally at the end of the day, it's like a higher satisfaction score. So this
And
is
what
like,
about
yeah.
and what about languages? I know that before it was like a super challenge to run something like that in across like a, we live in Europe, we have like 20 markets, 17 languages. So
Yeah, AI doesn't care about the languages, so it's quite obvious that it will decode even the verbatim written in 3 or 4 different languages. So it's even easier for the teams to
and
extract the
can
messages.
And can AI also process when there are like a typos in the message? So, for example, if someone is, I don't want to say, let's say someone is drunk and is like writing feedback, AI can extract the topic of what he wanted to say?
Sure, based on our experience from the contextual point of view, AI could really understand the verbatim in a great precision. So it's like, yeah, it's the number one tool to read the feedback.
And the question I heard like so many times is how these AI engines are able to fight with the sarcastic notes, or if something is written, yeah, you helped me very much, thank you very much. Yeah, so it's like a
So again, it really depends from the settings of the AI tool that you are using, but generally you can adjust it accordingly, and definitely it could really point out whether the feedback was sarcastic or not. So generally, again, this is the most obvious usage of the AI, and the results are just like most than welcome.
Hmm. Okay, so and let's say that we already collected those data and we understand what's being there, and now we are supposed to do something with it. So, how what is your experience with implementing AI into real action taking?
Yeah, that's something that really supports our vision within the customer experience business. So generally, we are always saying then everybody can collect the feedback, but the most important is to act on the feedback and really to prepare some action steps which will lead to the improvements. And generally, AI is really great in this that it could really prepare actionable insights and point out the directions for teams how they should proceed with the feedbacks and the topics they have already collected through the AI. So generally, based on the root causes, you have really simple change management in place with the AI, and you don't have to do anything else. So again, it's like you can easier and faster react on the some rising root causes of dissatisfaction, and just to gain more from the business at the end of the day.
Can you share any example of some like a quick win that client achieved using that kind of approach?
Yeah, sure. Typically, the quick wins usually will be somewhere among the people who are conducting the same processes within the client's team. Doesn't matter if you are talking about the shop assistants or about the call center advisors. Generally, so AI can really easily uh, pick out from the huge volume of the feedbacks whether the some individuals are not performing up to the expected level, and you can just easily through some additional training to improve the individuals. So this is typically the quick win which we can see within the teams.
Mhm. We have a question from Lenka from the audience, maybe to all of you. So feel free to share. Uh, are there any big businesses, enterprises? Probably she's asking about like a bigger businesses where AI feedback is not recommended or even is like a prohibited.
Well, based on my knowledge, I do not have such experience right now. So many companies are at the beginning, and there is the question of the trust, not only from the customer point of view, but even from the company point of view towards the AI. So that's why we are always recommending to really to go step by step with the introducing of the AI within the company. and build the trust, sequentially. But generally, I'm not sure about such cases currently.
Mhm.
And I also remember that we got a client that there is some kind of a high level statement saying our customer will never ever get like a AI only autonomous message. And the question is whether it was like a being just afraid of what it can write, or is it like a marketing stand of, okay, we are those ones that will be always human, but we will probably get into that question later on during the session. But sometimes you can either let AI to help you, for example, generate a response, but there will be some human touch to actually approve it to go live. So, and Gabi, you wanted to add something as well?
Yes, I just wanted to add that my opinion is that we will always have a mix between technology, AI, and human interaction. Of course, that there are, let's say, companies, and now I'm thinking to banking, that we interact only with digital. For example, Revolut. I didn't interact with an employee ever, and I have it for several years. But generally speaking, we have to adapt this mix between human and digital, depending on the industry, depending on the step in the journey, but mostly we have to adapt it depending on the customer persona, who is our customer. And even in the same company, we have to adapt the way of interacting depending on the customer.
Okay, I see. And when you just mentioned Revolut, are there like any preferred channels where to start? Like, is it better to apply this on like a physical stores, retail chain, or call centers, or shall we start with the digital channels?
Depending on the customer first. We have to ask customers to see what are their behavior and to predict how we can change their behavior. I don't have a specific answer for this.
Okay, thank you. This is probably a question to Vlad, I believe. And what's the journey of employee and customer and AI within a company?
Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for having me here. Interesting discussion so far. Thank you. And I'm writing down some ideas already. What Gabi showed me on previous slides, this store, this many stores building. I remember when I was a little kid, my father, who was a civil engineer, he was in construction and building roads and buildings. And I asked him about one tall building, how this building doesn't collapse. And he told me that every building, as tall as it is, there is a foundation below, which is almost the same depth, the same in the same scale. So this, I think, this is the best story about customer experience and employee experience. The taller the building is, the deeper foundation should be, and the foundation is employee experience. You can't have a well-established and special customer experience without having employees and their experience on the high level. So that's why it's important to keep those employees engaged all the way through their journey through the companies. And this journey starts with before even they start working there. It starts when they apply to, when they look, when they became aware of our brand, when they start to think about our company as a possible employer. So there's a way that even then artificial intelligence can help us. It can scan the CVs. It can help HR employees get better talent on their side. we can open and leave a better impression to the possible candidates by being open for their questions, which also could be. We can have the chatbots, which are on their disposal 24/7, and in that way we can have the faster and more effective hiring process. The good example of that, from practical example, is from Unilever. For instance, they film on the video interviews with the candidates, and then they use artificial intelligence to detect possible stress elements, the way when they try to express something else which is not in expected, and also to see something to help HR personnel see some possible talents which they didn't recognize, so maybe to even better fine-tune the position. So also once when they start working, this also is a place where artificial intelligence already brings some value and where there is a huge potential for that. For instance, they can have a personalized onboarding process. I don't know if you remember your first days in the companies, but sometimes it's very hectic. You go around. I hear so many stories when people start working, like hitting the ground running. It's okay. This is your place. This is your working environment. This is your laptop. Good luck. So, I mean, you can ease that by using personalized and specialized trainings like a video or like onboarding processes, which are much more professional and personalized. And of course, when they start working, when they start developing, it's good to have a one size fits all approach to trainings. It doesn't work anymore, because the talents are developing and the functions are developing and the companies are developing so fast that each position should have a personalized learning path on which they enhance their skills in order to perform better. So there is a possibility for artificial intelligence by using NLP, for instance, like the courses could be in real time, and also the companies can develop the personalized learning platforms for the particular skills, for instance. Also, the coaching is much easier when you have artificial intelligence on your side. And which is very important, bias is very, very, very big challenge, if you agree, in business, because what we think is happening, it doesn't mean that the other person or the other side is also having the same vision of the situation. So artificial intelligence helps taking out bias from the relationship or with the employees, because it is only the data driven, and it can help the human empathy by taking away the biases from the relationship. Also, in modern environment, employee engagement, especially well-being, is very, very important. So in order to have the happy employees, we should take care about their well-being. So artificial intelligence can detect early and identify early moments of burnout, and then suggest some kind of well-being process. This could be based on of the analysis of the communication by electronic or verbal, and then suggest specific actions in order to prevent burnout. And of course, there's a possibility on the step number 6, internal mobility and career growth, and especially not it is the last, but not the at least the less important, is once when they go out of the company, in the age of this digital communication and social network, where you can send information in minute, and then the bad review can destroy your company employee branding strategy in a second. it is always important to analyze the reasons why the people are exiting the company, and maybe prevented by recommending the retention strategy. Then, of course, you can have the exit survey, which is not only based on why they're leaving, but what are their feelings and what are their to make an emotional analysis of people leaving the company. So these are all the elements, but in conclusion, AI doesn't replace the employee journey. It makes it smarter, faster, and, which is very important, more human. And when applied thoughtfully, ethically.
Thank you. And you just mentioned like reviews, like employees leaving reviews.
Yes,
we have also customers leaving reviews, and I noticed that in the last weeks and months, it is like a super resonating topic. And I know that Gabi was talking to German utility companies on the topic. We are talking with some companies in UK, and actually all around Europe. There is like a huge discussion currently. How can be AI utilized to gather the public voice and through multiple platforms, because we have Google My Business, we have like a Trust Pilots, we have some local feedback sites, and how we can actually benchmark ourselves against competitors.
Well, you should think about that. I mean, the company should think about it before the people are starting thinking about leaving. And that's why artificial intelligence will help us in detecting the early signs of leaving, the early signs of burnout, the early signs of resentment. And that's why it's important to analyze the communication, because when they leave, you cannot control what are they linking on the social networks. And that's why the companies are so much focused on you have the professionals, which are, I mean, you have the function of employer branding, the campaigns of branding the employees as a good and ethical, and so that's why it's important to control that before they leave.
Okay, and Jano, if you move from employee experience to the customer experience.
Sure. So generally, what you can really easily do, so to use really such a kind, as you can see on this screen, like a public AI analyzer, which will gather all the different insights from the publicly available reviews of your customers. So, for example, Google Trustpilot, as Tomas mentioned already, and generally, you can really compare yourself against each competitor or specific competitor within the area. You can zoom it in, and you can be really looking on the results locally. This really helps you to get like an ongoing comparison of your performance and to be really able to extract out of it whether there are like specific moments which your competitors, for example, are giving to the customers and you are not doing it, or whether there are some really specific moments which you are providing to your customers. So generally, it's simple as it is. So simple public reviews analyzer could really help you really to compare yourselves to your competitors within the specific space.
And I have seen like a development coming and popping up on almost weekly basis. Like I think that the last time I saw that there was even like AI powered chat integrated into such a solution. So you are not left with yourself to read a lot of data, but actually you can prompting AI to ask specifically, okay, if you look at the data on the brand X, Y, Z, how it differs in that topic. So is it really effective? Actually, from getting through huge data sample to actionable feedback?
Yeah, sure, because you will get main important topics, for example, root causes of dissatisfaction, and AI will help you even to prepare the actions for improvement. So again, you are just gathering more and more feedbacks which are available, and you can act on it. So definitely.
I don't know. Sure, I'm not sure what kind of an audience we have currently logged in, but is it worth for I don't know, some local business either from Serbia, Romania, or it is only service that is designed for huge entities that have like thousands, hundreds, thousands of feedbacks?
From our experience, it's really for all businesses, and we can see that usually or typically the smaller businesses are looking more often on a Google reviews or Trustpilot reviews, and typically they are even answering the reviews. So I think that this is really applicable for all kind of businesses. Doesn't matter the size. And especially what we can see, usually the smaller companies doesn't have enough people, enough headcount to process such feedbacks by themselves. So in their case, it could be even useful to use such a tool. So
And how should we approach it in terms of um, in terms of how you say me and the other company, should I start focusing on some specific topics, or shall I just ask AI to help me understand what's my strong points, or like how direct I have to be?
yeah, sure, definitely. So I would always recommend to go for some specific topics and for some biggest uh, disproportion of my performance or performance of my company compared to the competitors, because really it depends how we understand the market and whether we are the best in class, or and we are like giving the direction of the market, or whether the competitor is number one. So based on that, I would always looking for the biggest like uh, biggest improvements which I can achieve when looking at the competitors.
Mhm. And while this is being currently explored, I believe what can we do with the public reviews? Probably the most experience we already have with the feedback that comes to us through our own measurements. Either it is like a, I don't know, transactional survey, or whatever feedback source we have. And yeah, this is this box someone is afraid to open. Shall we let AI handle feedback for us? How much can we save on this one? Is it dangerous? Is it not?
Well, so good questions, and there is no like a simple answer on it, but generally, so let's start from the beginning. So we are too often collecting a lot of feedbacks, and we can see that companies have like a huge volumes, but usually they don't respond, or sometimes they are responding too late, and that's the point where the AI is really helpful. So as the first thing, AI will respond really fast, so you don't have to keep your eye on some SLAs within the human teams. That's one thing. Another thing is that the AI can really easily respond to a huge volume of feedbacks which you have gathered, and again, you don't have to like pay like dozens or hundreds of people to process the feedbacks which you have gathered. And another thing is with this AI responder, simple responding through the AI to the feedbacks collected, you are building the trust within the company into usage of the AI tool. Because from the beginning, you are not like, you don't have to rely on anything that AI will prepare and send to the customer, but you can always go through the autonomous mode at the beginning. So there could be some responsible person who will just check the prepared answers before it will be sent to the customer. And based on that, you can really build up the trust into the AI tool like sequentially. So it's like a win-win on all sides. And definitely what is the most important, so you will close the loop with the all generally with all the customers, so there will be no one who will not get any response. And based on our experience, customer are valuing like companies who are trying to engage them into the discussion or to respond on their feedback.
I totally agree with Jano, and I experienced some standard answers like, "Thank you for your feedback. Please contact us here." This is not good for an experience, but what we observe now is that conversational AI is empathetic. He knows how to use words in order to make the customer feel better, at least to be sure that we are handling it, you know. So I totally agree that AI in this case is much better than a standard answer to a specific question.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we encountered that sometimes even trained agent can, because of the bad day or something, not be really empathic, while this AI, it's more or less always delivers.
And
And
also, yeah.
yeah.
There is AI who can recognize the other side on based on his voice, and he can understand his feelings and emotions and adapt to that emotion. For instance, if you have a customer who is complaining and who is rageous, he can adapt to that, as well as the one who is just there to give a good review. So that's why also, to build on what Gabi said, AI could be sympathetic, and it is much more useful than just standard thank you for your time.
Before, yeah.
There is one really important thing. There were many businesses who were not able to respond to the customer feedback previously just because of their size. Now it's quite simple, even for smaller companies who don't have like huge teams in the customer service, for example. So they can really, with the AI, respond to customers, and we can see that it makes miracles with the customers. Because, for example, imagine that you are entering some generic retail store, and you will have some like unexpected issues there and so on, and afterwards when you will leave the store and you are dissatisfied, so you will get like a nice feedback from the company based on their feedback. I mean, nice response. So it makes really wonders.
Yeah, before we move on, I have a question up to Jano. There is two notes or questions from Lenka. Uh, what kind of parameters we are talking about? So this is the first question. If I'm not mistaken, we are talking like a voice of customers. So basically, any public review sites there you can get in. So as I said, this is like a trust pilot. So after a purchase, you can share some kind of a comment. How was the process? So you provide either on a specific transaction, or you can just leave some generic brand feedback. But there are no like a financial data. It's more or less what customers have said about the brand. That's the first question. And second question, what happens when the discussions get very GDPR, let's say, aware, and for that purposes there are guidelines set. For example, if there are any already like questions related to personal data, because AI can be instruct on what kind of data it is not it is not supposed to handle, and then the discussion is transferred to humanized point. So basically AI helps with also kind of a queue, and it gets out of the way easy to be processed feedback, and humanized touch points, or let's say agents, really get to the most crucial feedback that needs some attention.
Yeah, we are always recommending to have the human fallback behind each AI tool. So when talking to the customer through the AI.
And maybe another like a elephant in the room question, like not so long ago, it was super expensive to to create, implement, and launch such a complicated chatbot? How fast a company, let's say mid-sized company, can get it up and running? So let's say, okay, I'm collecting feedback on daily basis, but I would like AI to help the process. How fast and how much it will cost me?
Yep.
So this is the question: is it complicated, or it is not complicated? How long does it take? And
You mean to set up such a process? So generally, it depends from each company, but it's quite easy and it's quite fast. So we can talk even days or weeks.
Okay, interesting. That's another like a topic. We have churners and potential churners, because it's harder to get the new customer than to keep the existing customer. So how AI can be used to identify churners?
Yeah, that's really a great topic, because till now, typically what we were recommending to our clients, that they should look for some dissatisfied customers or disloyal customers, for example, the customers who has pressed the 0 on NPS scale, and go through the verbatims and check out the verbatims for potential churners. Now it's quite simple with the AI. There are two different aspects of all the advantages of the AI trying to cover the potential churners. The first thing is that AI can process even the huge volumes of the positive feedbacks, and can extract if there was some notion from the customer, for example, that the customer was satisfied with the service, but generally because of some better prices at the competitor. So the customer has shown some willingness to leave the company. So that's one thing. So you will process like a huge volumes at the time. And the second thing is the fast reaction, because typically if you are getting like a dozens or hundreds of feedbacks each day or week, and you don't have enough stuff to process it, to go through the potential churners, call them or reach to them. So again, AI can do it instead of you, especially the first contact, and you will keep really strict SLA for it, and you will have the advantage that you will reach the customer even before the customer could walk away, definitely. So these are the biggest impacts of the AI within the identification.
And you can identify churners only on your transactional survey, or you can use the same logic on collecting, on analyzing feedback from those public sources.
There are no borders for AI, so more feedback gathered from different sources, so more or better chance to identify the potential churners. So afterwards, it's always up to the available data how you are able to reach out to the customer and try to convince the customer to stay with you.
Don't know who can respond the best, but maybe Gabiano. Okay, let's say I identified churner, and now, let's say I was not doing anything, and now I used AI to tell me what are customers talking about. Meaning, okay, I start identifying also a lot of potential churners, and I don't have resources to do anything with it at the moment. So how can I use AI also to somehow automate process behind? Okay, I identify a churner, and what's next?
Yeah, from my point of view, definitely yes. Based on our experience, you can really engage even the potential churners with the AI instead of the human, especially for a first conversation, because you will at least engage the customer, and you have the higher probability to succeed with all the prevention activities which you can put towards the customer, and to keep the customer within the company.
Maybe to Vladimir, because you were oh, sorry, Gabi.
Yeah, I wanted to say that if a customer is a churner, for sure he needs some attention, some special attention, and he needs to be understood. So I'm not sure here if AI could cover all the customer needs, but maybe to receive a call, to talk with someone, uh, could be everything he needs in that moment. So the short answer is depends, but I would tend to think that human touch and more intimate and empathetic discussion should turn a customer from a churner to a promoter, or at least a passive.
Yeah, and, I agree, and this could happen in one single phone call. But AI should be very helpful in the process of detecting. But once when you get to the when you detect the potential churner and you want to address him and engage him, then I prefer, of course, and I agree with the Gabi, human is much more productive than. And as I said, it can happen in seconds, because what people need is just attention and somebody to take care about them, not to treat them as like a number.
Yeah, so we have some experience which doesn't support generally what you have said already, because generally what we can see sometimes, or not sometimes, but really often matters more whether you are able to reach the customer faster than with the humans, for example, with the AI. Because when you imagine how, for example, you have bad experience on Friday afternoon, and if there is like some bank holiday on Monday, so the highest probability that they will get some, response from the company is like Tuesday. But typically they will have like a huge amount of volume to process, so you will be somewhere in the pipeline. On the other hand, AI will respond like immediately. That's one thing, and do the first engaging interaction with the customer. And generally, we can see that even the dissatisfaction and the loyalty is usually caused not by the huge things which are not able to be overcome just with some simple, explanation of the situation and some excuse, like apologies from the human, and typically this could be provided by the AI as well.
So to synthesize, basically, AI can be used not to let people or leave people unattended. Yeah. So basically, AI can at least do the first job. Yeah, we have listened to you. We heard it. We are working on it, and we will try to get back to you as much as fast as possible. Obviously, it can reflect AI on your specific complaint, because simple automated message could sound wrong, and best approach is then to use maybe AI to prioritize who to talk to in person as a priority. Yeah, and when it comes to, and we already touched it, we will leave AI to do the job. And I have seen, or I see that you have some kind of a real case study on how AI can perform in terms of quality of response and engagement, etc. So can you tell us more about this one?
Yeah, sure. Because as I said, so we have some experience with different companies already, and we can see that when you are comparing within the A/B testing of the responding to the potential churners through the AI and through the humans, that the results are really comparable, and the impact is almost the same. Sometimes even the AI has reached like a better engagement levels compared to the humans. Don't forget that the humans are still humans, so they usually don't perform the same way all the time, and there will be like a huge difference among the employees and so on, conducting the same process. And the AI doesn't have such an issue, so it's like it's always engaging, it's always there on time and so on. That's why we can see that while we sure still respect that the human will be there to solve the significant issues or really complicated issues, really AI could help with this simpler root cause, dissatisfaction root causes generally.
Okay, it's good to know that you are not only talking about ideas, that the solution has been already tested with real customers. So it is good to know that there are companies that already allowed AI to handle interactions with the customers. We have like two last minutes, so we are getting to the last point, and it is using AI for selling some products. So how can it be done?
Yeah, this is quite simple because you within the customer experience world, you have always like a huge volume of positive feedbacks, and these positive feedbacks could be really utilized because the customers who are leaving positive feedbacks are more approachable compared to these dissatisfied customers, and you can really utilize the feedbacks, get in touch back, with the customer, and use the response to their feedback with some specific or tailor-made offer for some services or some products that customer maybe doesn't know, and they will just you will just increase the conversion rate of such cross-sell or upsell attempts. And again, you are doing it against the satisfied customers, and based on our experience, the customers could get even more satisfied just because of this upsell attempt, and AI can do it on a big scale. So generally, again, it's like a focused sell attempt to increase the value of the customer with the personalized offer.
From the GDPR perspective, I assume there needs to be some work done in the background, because when responding to feedback, or when requesting for feedback, you don't need any a consent from a customer while sending kind of a promotion. You need a marketing consent. Yeah, so probably what are you saying is basically that with customers that already you have this marketing consent from, you can use this momentum of them sending positive feedback actually to organically get into the discussion about potential products. And from what I understood also, that while agents potential is limited, yeah, because you can have a portfolio ranging with, I don't know, hundreds, thousands of products and services, and they cannot be like a super trained to offer the best solution for thousands of customers you have. But this is what AI can do. Yeah, it can connect any data points to understand the customer's purchasing activity, and then it can actually offer this specific product tailor-made to the customer.
Yeah.
Okay, we are. Yeah, Vladimir.
Yep. I said the target to a specific customer. I just what you said.
Yeah. Okay. To sum it up, thank you everyone for coming to the session, and we had a few questions from the audience. We try to attend throughout the session, and yeah, the time is up. So thank you very much. Thank you, Gabi, for coming and sharing your insights. Thank you, Vladimir. Thank you, Jan. And hopefully to see you all in the next session. In the next few hours, you should all get a feedback link. So we listen to you, and yeah, we would like to learn more if you have anything to share with us. So thank you again for having us today, and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.